UFC Saudi Arabia is being opened up by Al Sawadi versus Oki. Oki is replacing Leavitt, who pulled out, and he's a minus 150 favorite, which is interesting because I'm not really impressed by him. But I haven't actually taken this fight properly, so I need to do that yet before I make a proper pick and bet. Hamdi Abdul Wahab versus Jamal Pose up next. Both kind of shit. Hamdi's a wrestler, former Olympic wrestler. He did get a few takedowns versus Mays in his last time out, but he's not like a dominant Khabib style guy. He has a bit of power in his hands. He did pop for steroids, I should add, after his fight against Mays. Jamal Pogues, a bit of a sloppy guy as well. He can wrestle as well, to be honest, though. He does have takedowns in his pocket. He may be able to defend some versus Hamdi, although equally he was taken down once versus Peterson. It's kind of a low-level fight. Pogues probably better on the feet, but he doesn't really have much power, and Hamdi has more power than him, and it's heavyweight. So, I reckon Hamdi, can he get a takedown? Maybe. I'm going to say, he does get a couple takedowns. I do lean him to win, but I can see why the odds are pick him. I'll say that probably goes the distance. Bogdangrad versus Lucas Alexander up next. Another low-ish level fight. I faded Alexander as a huge favourite against Saragi last time around, where he got knocked out. This is essentially a grappler versus striker. It's not as clear-cut as that. Grad can hang on the feet. It's just that I do think it's going to play out as Lucas trying to keep it standing and Bogdan trying to go for the takedowns. And I do think Bogdan probably will get them. Alexander's takedown defense is not great. Bogdan, equally, he's not some elite wrestler, but I reckon he's going to get him down. He's got decent strength, decent-ish technique, at least enough to handle Alexander, who is not good defensively, to be honest, both standing up or grappling. So, Grad for the win. Line has closed in a bit. Grad minus 130-ish now. Might play him. As always, patreon.com/bcbet if you want to see my bets. Jastovicius versus Bueno Silva up next. Jasmine more than a minus 200 favorite. No interest in playing that, really. Bueno Silva coming down from bantamweight, so might be bigger. Decent grappler, so Jasmine might not be able to have her way with Bueno Silva. Probably better on the feet as well. Maybe some value. Bueno Silva by decision. Fares Siam versus Mike Davis. Mike Davis currently a minus 130 favorite or thereabouts, I believe. I think he gets the takedowns here, and I think he wins. Terence McKinney versus Damir Hadzovic up next. McKinney, big favorite, more than a minus 300. He's going to be younger, faster, more powerful, blacker, better wrestler. Damir Hadzovic, he's 38 now, fights infrequently, fought fairly low-level competition, if we're being honest, and has struggled against grapplers, and he can be held down. All the signs point to just McKinney having his way with him. But McKinney's just unreliable. No chin, no cardio. I do think McKinney is just going to get takedowns and he can get back control and he can find a submission and he could get ground and pound. And he probably will do all that. But it's just if the fight gets to the second round, what's going to happen? Hadzovic, he has crisp boxing. He has nice 1-2s. He can land on McKinney. He doesn't have the same pressure and volume and speed of these other guys like Bonfim, Sadikov, Doba, who have killed McKinney. But, again, the fight, if it gets extended, McKinney is not a lock here. As much as I want him to be, the lock of the card and the lock bet of this video, he is not. But, I'm going to pick him to win. I might even end up parlaying him. McKinney gives me bad vibes. Gaziev versus Peterson up next. Another heavyweight shitfest. Gaziev, big favorite, minus 300 or thereabouts. He's probably better all around, but not by much, and his cardio is shit. Fight goes to decision, probably hits, but that's probably going to be juiced. I'd rather parlay that than Gaziev money line, though. Potentially some value on Peterson decision, maybe. We'll see what the odds are. I wouldn't parlay Gaziev's money line here. Naimov versus Offley up next. Naimov is minus 250 favorite. That probably makes sense in this matchup, but equally, I'm not rushing to play that. Offley is a one-dimensional wrestler. His takedowns, all right, he does land them, but they're nothing special. His top control is not that heavy. He's not that dominant on top. I've seen him get reversed. I've seen people get up. Submissions, he does have submissions in his locker, but again, his top control is not great where he kind of works into the positions often enough. Stand-up game, non-existent. I'm interested to see them stand side by side. I have a feeling for some reason that Naimov is just going to be a lot more solid and stronger and jacked. Naimov, he can be taken down. Don't be fooled by the surname. He's not an elite wrestler. He can be taken down. I just don't know if Offley is going to be able to do it, to be honest. And Naimov, his stand-up is rudimentary, technically, to be honest, but he does have power. I think it's just going to be a case of Offley failing the takedowns, Naimov keeping it standing and unloading. He could even get a knockout here. Offley got knocked out in his last fight. Up next, Said Nurmagomedov versus Lockdog Oliveira. I haven't actually taken this fight. Been too busy banging trannies, but I will take this properly because this is a decent fight. Probably best fight on the card. Patreon.com/bcbet if you want to see what I end up playing. Pavlovich versus Jairzinho up next. Pavlovich, big favourite, around a minus 300. I've got no interest in playing that for someone who's a round one knockout merchant. Jairzinho by decision could be a good way to play it. We'll see what the odds are like when they come out. All right, Shara Bullet versus Michael Page, and it's time for the lock of the card. We're 2 for 2 for lock so far with Kopilov and Jelton Almeida both hitting, and the lock for this video is fight goes to decision at minus 200 currently. I just think it's going to be a close kickboxing battle for 3 rounds, back and forth. It's hard to choose a winner. probably lean Shara, especially because it's in Saudi Arabia. You know, close 3-round fight. Judges probably give it to him. But yeah, probably some value on MVP by decision. I think it's around plus 250 or something like that. But yeah, it's tough to call a winner, but fight goes to decision is a confident play here. Izzy versus Imavov in the main event. Izzy is a minus 175 favorite. I do think he gets it done. I think he wins a 25-minute point striking, counter striking decision. I think the way Imavov is going to approach the fight will lend itself to Izzy doing that. Izzy could get a knockout, but we only really see him get knockouts when his opponent extends himself, like with Costa, Whitaker, Poatan. I don't think Imavov is going to put himself into too much danger. But equally, I think that does mean that Izzy will win a clear decision. Not to say it won't be competitive. I think Imavov will have some success in the fight. But I think Izzy is going to land more. I think he's going to make Imavov miss more. And he's just going to land the more powerful stinging shots that kind of cement the rounds for him.